Good morning, everyone, and welcome to AORUS Direct. Our entire team at Gigabyte is so happy to have the chance to be here in front of you today. First and foremost, I hope that everyone who is watching is staying healthy and staying safe. Due to the current situation, we're coming to you today from a closed studio environment. But this gives us a unique opportunity to directly address you, the viewers. Today, we have a lot of new announcements to make, very exciting stuff, including a showcase of new technologies and a showcase of new products that are designed to take full advantage of Intel's new CPUs. There's a ton of great things to talk about today, and we're also featuring some special guest appearances. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Gigabyte has always taken pride in being a leader in motherboard design and technology. We put a lot of time into R&D to develop the best motherboards that cater to the most demanding gamers and PC enthusiasts. Particularly, our AORUS lineup of gaming motherboards have been widely regarded as some of the best performing motherboards for a desktop platform. We first introduced the first AORUS motherboard back in 2017, and since then, we've been constantly implementing cutting-edge design and technology to further push the envelopes of performance. In particular, our AORUS Z490 series of gaming motherboards have been consistently ranked among the best performing motherboards by hardware reviewers and enthusiasts from around the world. We've received multiple awards, which cements our position as the leading motherboard manufacturer. And as we move on to a new generation, we're looking to build upon our previous experience and take things to a whole new level. Today, I'm very excited to announce the arrival of AORUS Z490. This is a brand new generation of gaming motherboards that are designed specifically for Intel's 10th generation of Core CPUs. With AORUS Z490, our motto is to soar to new heights. And so with this generation, we're raising the bar even higher than ever before. With cutting-edge new technology and design, we've set a new standard when it comes to performance and stability. And to introduce you to AORUS Z490, I'm going to pass this over to our product and design teams in Taipei, Taiwan.
AORUS 的主机板一直以来就是为了追求极致而生。我们这一次主机板设计的出发理念就是，我们不希望整体游戏玩家在进行游戏的时候，在进行任何他想要做的事情的时候，他整个 CPU 运算效能因为主机板而受限。所以这一次我们在 Z490 带入了一些突破以往的设计，我们把它定为 Soar to New Height 突破极限。我们使用上90安培的 Smart Power Stage， 还有我们使用了电源直出 Direct Phase， 提供 CPU 在最严苛的运行环境下，最高电流、最稳定的电源供应。再来呢，有关 DDR 这次的设计，我们采用了屏蔽式的走线方法，在运作时脉上往上突破以往所到达不到的高度。另外，在散热方面，之前的热管直触 Direct Touch， 我们把它升级到 Direct Touch 2，Fins Array 升级到 Fins Array 2。我们在每一片鳍片上面开了2到3个不等的小窗口。这小窗口呢，它可以造成气流流经这些鳍片的时候，会产生一些微问流，让空气粒子在鳍片上停留更久的时间，还有更长的时间可以把热带到空气粒子身上，然后进而散热。这就是我们完成的最后一里路，让整个所有的模组达到一个完美的状态。
这次Z490的设计灵感呢，其实它是源自于我们一直以来从AORUS以前到现在，我们一直想要营造的一整个的AORUS的世界。就是我们观察了很多趋势，例如这几年比较流行的一些电影风格，还有一些游戏的风格，去经由这些东西的收集和汇整，那去创造出这整个我们想带给玩家的世界。具体呈现在产品上的就大概有几个地方，就例如像我们在这一代Z490的AORUS系列，你可以看到许多有类似这种数码纹的一些 呈现。那其实是想要带给玩家，就是我们这个世界是比较属于资讯重组，它没有一个直间观的一个存在，所以它任何的物体都是以数码去结合的。这个东西不只是静态的产品，而是一个处于静态、动态之间的产品。那并且在上面会带出许多游戏里会出现的金属、高质感的材质呢。那玩家感觉拥有这个产品的时候呢，是拥有一个很好的武器。那其实都是我们想带给玩家整个 AORUS 世界观的产物。
买了这片板子回家以后，你可以感受到非常高等级的设计，非常扎实的用料。借由我们这次对这个系列所定义 Soar to New Height， 希望使用者们放上你们自己心爱的部件，我们一起 Soar to New Height。
I hope you all are as excited as I am for this new generation of motherboards. This new platform features many new improvements and technological upgrades that are designed to take full advantage of Intel's new CPUs. There's a lot to talk about here today, so let's go over some of the biggest changes we've done for this new generation. In order to unleash the full potential of Intel's new 10-core CPUs, a motherboard must have the best CPU power delivery. Gigabyte has always taken pride in being a leader in VRM design. And for this new generation of motherboards, we're proud to announce our new extreme power design. We've upgraded many different aspects of the motherboard by adding best-in-class components, but if I had to narrow it down, there's two key changes we've done here. The first change is that we've implemented a server-grade smart power stage that's capable of delivering up to 90 amps of power. And the second key change is that we've introduced a new component called tantalum polymer capacitors to help improve overall system stability under heavy loads. So let's break down more about this extreme power design and discuss this technology into more details. This is the new power architecture design that's found on our flagship motherboard. In order to create the optimal VRM design, we first start with a digital PWM controller, and then we pair that with our new smart power stages. Our new flagship motherboard features up to 16 phases, so in total, you're getting a combined 1,440 amps of power delivered to your CPU. In the past, you could only find this type of power on server class or workstation class motherboards. And with the introduction of AORUS Z490, this is the first time that anyone is bringing this type of power onto a desktop motherboard. This is all done in order to maximize the performance of your system. And by delivering more power to your CPU, you're able to push for more performance. And for PC gamers and PC enthusiasts, more performance is always a good thing. This new platform is capable of delivering a tremendous amount of power, but the improvements don't stop there. With Z490, one of our core missions was to increase overall system stability. In the past, if you were to push your system by overclocking or through heavy loads, you would see voltage spikes which would sometimes cause system errors or sometimes even system crashes. In order to combat against this, we've implemented a new component called tantalum polymer capacitors. These new capacitors, on average, are 10 times more expensive than your traditional capacitors. But the benefit of using this new design is that these capacitors effectively function as a dam to help store and distribute smooth, stable power to your CPU. Similar to our smart power stage technology, you could only find this previously on server and workstation motherboards, such as on our C621 and X299X platforms. This is the first time that we're putting this onto Z490. By placing these new capacitors into key strategic areas, we've been able to reduce voltage spikes by up to 22%. This in turn helps to increase overall system stability, even under the most demanding use cases. So by implementing our new smart power stages and our new tantalum polymer capacitors, we've been able to increase the performance to make this our most powerful motherboard platform yet. However, our R&D team had another big challenge to overcome when designing these new motherboards. And of course, that challenge came from heat. As most PC enthusiasts out there know, heat is the biggest enemy of any gaming PC. And when designing AORUS Z490, another one of our core missions was to reduce temperatures and to increase overall system stability for your CPU, chipset, and SSDs. In order to fight against heat, we've implemented a new thermal design called thermal reactive armor. Thermal reactive armor is our cooling solution to provide the best temperatures and the best stability for these new platforms. And it consists of a new second-generation heatsink, a second-generation heat pipe, and a specialized nanocarbon coating. These new components work together to effectively reduce temperatures by up to 32 degrees Celsius. Let's go a little bit deeper into this cooling technology. On AORUS Z490, we're using a second generation of fins array heatsink. This is called fins array 2. Not too long ago, Gigabyte introduced the first generation of fins array onto the market. And since then, we've been constantly tweaking, refining, and redesigning in order to push the envelopes of cooling performance. With fins array 2, we've changed the structure and design of this heatsink by upgrading to new louvered fins. These new fins feature small air channels to allow for more air to pass through. As more air molecules hit the heatsink, heat transfer takes place, which in turn helps to cool down the VRMs. This new louver design is found exclusively on AORUS Z490 motherboards, and it's designed to provide the maximum amount of cooling for Intel's new CPU platform. We're also implementing a second generation of direct touch heat pipe. There's two major changes at play here. The first change is that the diameter of the heat pipe itself has been increased from 6 millimeters to 8 millimeters. Physically, this is a 33% size increase. However, our R&D team found that this upgrade wasn't enough to meet our cooling standards alone. So because of this, our second change is we've reduced the contact area where the heat pipe and heat sink meet. This contact area has a narrower gap to allow for better heat transfer and heat absorption to the heat pipe. And with AORUS Z490, we're taking advantage of a specialized nanocarbon coating to help assist with heat dissipation. This nanocarbon coating is applied using electrostatic adhesion. We've implemented this coating onto key areas of the motherboard, such as the full coverage base plate and the fin heat sinks. By applying a thin 38 micrometer layer of graphene powder, we're able to increase the rate of heat dissipation. This effectively transforms a traditional backplate into a large passive heatsink which cools all of the vital components on the rear of the motherboard. In our testing, this reduces temperatures on rear PWM components by up to 10%. So to summarize on our cooling, all the upgrades that I discussed earlier help make thermal reactive armor the best cooling solution that we've ever created. Compared to a platform without any of these upgrades, we've seen that thermal reactive armor effectively reduces temperatures by up to 32 degrees Celsius. If you're looking to get a new Intel Core CPU and are very serious about cooling performance, our new thermal reactive armor will have you taken care of. Our new Z490 motherboards also feature a revolutionary extreme memory design. This includes a shielded memory routing, SMT DIMMs, and the same tantalum polymer capacitors. All of these work together to help minimize noise and electrical interferences so we can reach the highest memory clock speeds. All the memory routing and circuitry under the PCB are shielded by a large ground layer to help protect from external interferences. And in addition to this, we've placed the same high-end tantalum polymer capacitors under each memory DIMM. This helps to increase stability and improve transient response. With these improvements, we've been able to reach 10% faster memory speeds on the AORUS Z490 platforms. And I'm happy to say that our new Z490 motherboard platforms support memory speeds up to 4,800 megahertz. And not only can you expect this faster memory speed, but we've also been hard at work on our compatibility testing. We've partnered with memory vendors from all around the world, and our team has tested over 1,000 different modules in order to ensure maximum performance and compatibility on this new AORUS platform. All right, so we covered a lot of new technology today. So let's start to kind of wrap things up. Our new Z490 motherboards feature improved power, improved thermals, and improved stability. Overall, this is the most advanced desktop motherboard platform that we've ever created. And you can be sure that this platform is not only designed to handle anything you throw at it today, but it's designed to be future-proofed, so your system will last for many years to come. All this new technology is great and all, but how does this translate into real-world performance? I'm very happy to say that by pairing AORUS Z490 with Intel's new CPUs, we're able to reach a new high, 5.3 gigahertz across all cores. By soaring to new heights, AORUS Z490 allows for greater system performance than ever before. If you're a gamer, this means you're going to see an increase in your in-game frames per second. And if you're a content creator, this means that your render times are going to be cut short to increase your overall productivity. So whether you're a PC enthusiast, gamer, or content creator, you will notice and appreciate the speed benefits that come with upgrading to this new AORUS platform. I think it's time to finally highlight the motherboards themselves. We have a lot of motherboards to show to you today, so let's quickly go through each of them one by one.
If you want to start modding, you have to figure out where you want to go with it. Do you want to just do it just to do it? Or do you have a passion for creativity and to want to take it beyond what you see every day? Hey, my name is Ismail Justiniano. I'm a professional PC modder, and I'm with the AORUS gaming community. Back in 1996, it was time for a PC refresh, and I was browsing all the new computer parts that were coming out. The new 7th gen Intels were coming out, and I stumbled across water-cooled systems, which then led me down the rabbit hole of modding. And 4.5, 5 years later, here I am. The partnership with AORUS started at CEST 2020 in Vegas. I was introduced to Brian through a mutual friend through Facebook, Jason Proctor. Me and Brian spoke for a little bit. He was actually talking to me about some of AORUS's AIOs and displaying them. And he said he didn't have anything really good to display their AIOs. So I offered up my services to him. And at PAX East, I delivered something called the display, which shows their AIOs, the 360 and the 240. The 360 wasn't on, but it was the 240. And also he wanted the 2080 Ti gaming box modded. Apparently nobody wanted to mod it or didn't have an interest in modding it. So I took the challenge and it came out pretty well. What I like most about the AORUS gaming community is being able to engage people with questions about modding, helping them troubleshoot parts, but just overall the engagement of new people within the community. The vision for this build was obviously to showcase the new Z490 boards coming out. And over the years, I've designed a bench that incorporates distros on the side. And I think it's a good time, or it's a good moment to showcase that along with the AORUS hardware. And I think it was pulled off really well. The Z490 Waterforce motherboard was the focal point of the build, being that the bench is open air, and the way I have it set up, it's centered. So obviously when you first look at it, that's what you see is the huge monoblock that is on the Z490 Waterforce board. Hey, my name is Ismael Justiniano. I'm a professional PC modder, and if you're interested in PC building or PC modding, come join us at the AORUS gaming community. Team up, fight on.
The first board I'd like to introduce today is the new flagship. This is the Z490 AORUS Extreme. This is our flagship motherboard, and it has all the power, performance, and technologies that you would ever need from a high-end motherboard desktop platform. When designing this product, our goal was to create a supercar among motherboards. This board is completely over-spec, over-designed, and overkill for anything that a normal person would ever need from a motherboard. But that's the point of this thing. This motherboard is designed to handle anything that you decide to throw at it today, and it will handle anything that you decide to throw at it years from now. The Z490 AORUS Extreme features plenty of new upgrades, including, number one, the extreme power design, which we talked about earlier. It also features the industry-leading thermal reactive armor, which helps to keep this whole platform running cool and stable. It also features a next generation of connectivity, which includes dual Ethernet LAN, including a 10 gigabit Ethernet LAN from Aquantia and a 2.5 gigabit Ethernet LAN from Intel. And when it comes to wireless connectivity, you're getting the high-end 802.11ax Wi-Fi paired with Bluetooth 5.0. And just to top things off, this motherboard has a enthusiast-level hi-fi audio solution for all the audiophiles out there. It has an ESS Saber DAC for the rear. It has an ESS Saber DAC for your front audio. And to top things off, it also comes with an external ESS Saber DAC, which connects via USB-C. This is an extra accessory that comes included inside the box of every Z490 AORUS Extreme motherboard. This board will retail for $799.99. The next motherboard that we have to show today is the Z490 AORUS Master. This is a high-end motherboard that offers a feature set that any PC enthusiast will appreciate. It features a power design that can easily handle overclocking and heavy load applications. It also features the same support for super fast memory speeds, up to 48,000 megahertz. And it features the same industry-leading thermal reactive armor, so even if you're overclocking or playing a ton of games, this platform is going to remain cool and stable for you. And of course, the Z490 AORUS Master also features an ESS Saber DAC to create an immersive audio experience. This motherboard truly has something for everyone, and it makes a great all-around platform for a high-end gaming system. The Z490 AORUS Master will retail for $389.99. Our next motherboard that we want to showcase today is the Z490 AORUS Ultra. In previous generations, The AORUS Ultra has always been one of our best selling models. I think this is because when gamers take a look at this, they recognize that it strikes the best blend between price to performance. It looks very similar to the Z490 AORUS Master, and it features the same high-end feature set. You're going to get a similar high-end power delivery system to your CPU. You're going to get support for super fast memory speeds. And then you're going to get that same industry-leading cooling solution. If you're not looking to overclock your CPU and are looking for the best out-of-the-box experience, I highly recommend you take a look at the Z490 AORUS Ultra. The price of this will be $299.99. The next motherboard in our lineup today is the Z490 AORUS Pro AX. If you're looking to get started with building a PC using an AORUS platform, this is where I recommend you start. It has more than enough power to drive Intel's new CPU, and also features the same high-end premium design language that is found on all the other high-end AORUS motherboards. And to top things off, the Z490 AORUS Pro AX gives you the option of using super fast wired or wireless connectivity. This motherboard will retail for $269.99. Let's change things up a little bit and talk about a different form factor. This is a motherboard that's designed for someone who is looking for something that's a little bit smaller. This is the Z490i AORUS Ultra. This is specifically designed for small form factor use cases, such as desktops in living rooms or home theater PCs. And even though it is a smaller package, you're still going to get the same high-end AORUS features, such as a direct 8-phase power design, paired with the new 90-amp smart power stages and the high-end tantalum polymer capacitors. And to top things off, to provide the best quality, this features an industry-leading 10-layer PCB to reduce electrical interference, so this is the most stable mini ITX platform that we've ever created. This motherboard will retail for $269.99. And so as you can see, AORUS has a ton of exciting new motherboards that are coming right around the corner. These motherboards are great for PC enthusiasts and gamers. But I'm very happy to say that alongside these new AORUS motherboards, we're also going to be launching a new lineup of professional motherboards that are designed for content creators and prosumers. And this new lineup is called Vision.
Hi, my name is Tasha Cuenco and I'm a beauty influencer. I've been creating content for about 4 years now, and every video that I make is such a fun challenge. The best part about creating content is the fact that I can put together my two favorite things in the world, which is makeup and editing. And it's such a great creative outlet for me, and I can just share it with so many people. Even though editing is one of my most favorite things, it's also one of the toughest things of the job. Making sure that everything runs as smoothly as possible and as quickly as possible is critical in making sure that I release content on time. Honestly, having a good PC is probably the best thing that you can have as a content creator. The motherboard choice is an important factor in editing, so for me, I have decided to go with the Gigabyte Vision G. Having the Gigabyte Vision G motherboard with the new Direct 12-phase digital VRM gives me peace of mind knowing that my system will run with high but stable performance. Plus, the new 10th generation Intel CPUs has helped me edit my videos and photos faster than I ever did before. It's not just the performance of this board that I love, but it's the use of multiple USB Type-C 3.2 Gen 2 ports is a lifesaver when I'm transferring my photos and video files to my PC. This board is something that every creator should get. Between its sleek white design and hardcore specs that help me with my own content creation, Gigabyte really nailed the mark on this motherboard. My name is Tasha Cuenco and I'm a beauty influencer. And if you're a content creator looking to up your workflow, make sure to check out the Gigabyte Vision Series motherboards.
Vision is a lineup of new motherboards that are designed to power the desktops of content creators. If you're a professional video editor, 3D animator, photographer, or graphic designer, you'll know that you need a powerful platform that you can rely on to make your visions come true. Our Z490 Vision motherboards have been purpose-built to maximize the workflow of individual content creators as well as creative studios. And today, we have two new Vision motherboards to show to you. So let's go ahead and get started. The first board that I want to show you is our flagship Vision motherboard. This is called the Z490 Vision D. This platform is purpose-built for high-end content creators. And our priorities when designing this product was to provide a strong, stable platform that allows for future expandability. The Z490 Vision D features a direct 12-phase VRM design that's optimized for high performance and stability. This is so you can achieve great performance without any interruptions to your workflow. And thanks to the inclusion of Thunderbolt 3, you can connect a variety of high-performance external devices. For example, you can easily offload 4K video footage at tremendous speeds using a Thunderbolt 3 SSD. With the same port, you can connect high-resolution 5K displays for maximum sharpness and picture quality. And also, if you're looking for accurate and powerful sound reproduction, the Z490 Vision D features an ESS Saber DAC to help deliver the audio experience that any professional would be looking for. And lastly, all Vision motherboards are designed with future expandability in mind. This motherboard has support for multiple graphics cards and plenty of additional M.2 expansion slots. This is so you can easily add on more graphics power or storage to your system without having to completely overhaul your desktop. The Z490 Vision D is going to retail for $299.99. And the next motherboard we have in our Vision lineup is the Z490 Vision G. This is a great motherboard platform for any entry-level to intermediate content creator. It offers the same direct 12-phase VRM design that's optimized for performance and stability. And you can also connect external USB Type-C devices to the rear and front of your system. And also features the same expandability as the Vision D by providing multi-GPU support and additional M.2 expansion slots for upgradability down the road. However, in my opinion, I think to me, what stands out the most is the striking design of this motherboard. This represents a new design language for us, and it features a vibrant white shroud paired with brushed metal accents to offer a high-end premium look. The Z490 Vision G will retail for $199.99. So, we just quickly went over a ton of new Z490 motherboards today. And so to quickly recap, we're launching two separate lineups of Z490 motherboards to take full advantage of Intel's new CPUs. If you're a PC enthusiast or a gamer, I highly recommend that you check out our AORUS lineup of gaming motherboards. These motherboards provide the best cooling, the best performance, and the best stability of your gaming PC. You can see the complete lineup of AORUS products on our website. And if you're a content creator, I highly recommend that you check out our new Vision lineup. These motherboards are designed for optimal stability and tight integration into a professional content creator's workflow. You can also see the complete family of Vision products on our website. Both of these product lineups represent our core roster of motherboards today. But for the super hardcore AORUS fans out there, we actually have some more announcements for you. We've been talking a lot about air-cooled motherboards today, but what if you're looking to get into liquid cooling? I'm happy to announce, for all the water cooling enthusiasts out there, we didn't forget about you. This is our new Z490 AORUS Extreme Water Force. This takes our flagship level Z490 AORUS Extreme motherboard and takes that a step further by adding in a full AORUS all-in-one monoblock, which helps to cool down the CPU, the VRMs, the PCH, and other vital components on this platform. If you're looking to build a new closed-loop water-cooled system, definitely don't miss out on this motherboard. It'll be released in limited quantities coming very soon. We also have another special edition motherboard to announce for all the competitive gamers out there. In recent years, AORUS has partnered with top-tier esports teams from all around the world. Our hardware has been used to power competitions of the highest level. Our latest esports initiative is a product which we've co-designed with our close partners at G2 Esports. This is the Z490 AORUS Ultra G2 Edition. G2 Esports is one of the leading esports organizations in the world. Their professional players compete at the highest level of gaming, and we've worked together with them to create a motherboard that delivers a striking new design while still offering best-in-class performance, cooling, and connectivity. This esports-ready motherboard was designed and developed using feedback from G2's pro players. So if you want to play like the pros, you can learn more about this motherboard on our website. The Z490 AORUS Ultra G2 Edition will be releasing in limited quantities very soon. I think this wraps up our announcement of the new Z490 motherboard lineup. From here, we're going to slightly change gears a little bit and get a bit more hands-on with some impressions from some special guests. Today, I'd like to welcome Hardware Canucks.
Well, hello good people, I'm Dmitry. I'm Eber from Hardware Canucks, and today we have some really exciting stuff to talk about. Eber, you ready?
Yes.
So guys, we're here to talk to you about Intel's new CPUs and Gigabyte's Z490 motherboards and what this whole new platform will mean for content creators and gamers alike. So starting off with 10th gen CPUs, the most interesting thing here is the addition of a 10-core 20-thread CPU. That's a pretty good jump from 9th gen CPUs like the 9900K, which was an 8-core 16-thread part, and that type of power used to be reserved for X299 platform, and having this sort of power with Z490 at the lower price point is definitely an attractive point. And sure, 2 additional cores may not be such a big deal for you, but for content creators and people who use really intensive applications and use Blender, this might come in handy. And remember, when you combine higher core count with Intel's QuickSync, in applications like Adobe Premiere, man, things just fly. Intel will also be increasing the clock speeds throughout the entire lineup, which is especially important for games. And remember, the 9900K was already one of the best CPUs for gaming, and the new gen CPUs should be even better. Now, in order to take advantage of higher clock speeds and higher core counts, the supported memory frequencies have been increased too. But what does this all mean for Gigabyte's Z490 motherboards?
Well, that's where things get interesting, Dimitri, because the Gigabyte Z490 motherboards will be able to support memory frequencies of 4,800 megahertz or higher by simply enabling an XMP profile. And around here, we've seen some games that support or benefit from those higher memory speeds. So it's a really cool thing to have. And for our creative sides, the Z490 motherboards will natively support 32GB memory modules, which make 128GB possible if all the slots are taken up. Now, most programs don't take up much memory, but when it comes to rendering, having more RAM is really important for caching preview files and processing effects and scrubbing through a timeline in apps like After Effects and Cinema 4D. The last thing I want to mention is what Gigabyte's calling their PCI Gen 4 hardware design for both GPUs and M.2 slots. Now, while the new 10th gen Intel CPUs don't natively support PCI Gen 4, Gigabyte decided to build their boards with that support just in case if Intel updates their next generation with that. So that's pretty cool if you want to upgrade sometime down the line. So let's check out some of their motherboards, starting with the Z490 AORUS Master. And this is it, guys, the pinnacle of AORUS design that's been made for gamers and overclockers who want everything and the kitchen sink in their motherboard. The Master is basically optimized to give you the best connectivity and stability in one package. It looks pretty amazing too, because the entire thing is covered in thermal reactive armor that's designed to do more than just look sexy. It actually works to lower temperatures for certain components like the chipset and the M.2 SSDs. When you flip the board over, there's even more thought given to cooling with a base plate that's made of aluminum, which has a specially designed nanocarbon coating for increased thermal dissipation. You'll also see two areas of the base plate that are pushed down around the CPU area, and that's so it comes into contact with the backside PWM components and lower their temperatures by about 10%. To enhance overclocking and gaming stability on Intel's 10-core CPUs, the Z490 Master uses Gigabyte's extreme power design to create a 14-phase PWM that can handle up to 90 amps of current capacity. That basically means that it can deliver a lot of clean power to the CPU, and that's super important for the motherboard's longevity. That PWM area is actually cooled by one of the most advanced heatsink designs on the market. So it uses a huge direct touch 8mm heat pipe for faster transfer of heat away from the critical areas towards the fins. Speaking of fins, just like the base plate, they are coated with nanocarbon, which increases thermal conductivity by about 10%. The I/O is where things get a bit crazy for all of you folks who want tons of connectivity. There's a whole 9 USB Type-A ports along with a USB-C and HDMI. There's also a 2.5G LAN jack, but I'll let Dimitri talk about that in a bit. What I want to focus on are the two buttons all the way over on this side. The clear CMOS one isn't anything new, but it allows you to easily reset the BIOS just in case something goes wrong. But the cool one is the Q Flash Plus, since by just pushing it, you can update the BIOS without even having a CPU installed, which is awesome. The Z490 AORUS Master also has Wi-Fi 6, or what's called 802.11ax, that's processed through a dual antenna array rather than the traditional single antenna. If your router has support for Wi-Fi 6, this is a huge game changer, especially for gamers who are looking for that ultimate low latency wireless connection, or for creators who transfer larger files over the internet through an FTP client. Now, Gigabyte has also implemented a Bluetooth 5 module, which delivers stronger signal strength and increased range, and this is going to give you a great advantage if you're someone using a wireless Bluetooth capable headset. Sound quality is getting more and more important for gamers. Even video and sound editors have been looking for better audio solutions, and the AORUS Master steps it up here too. Its ESS Saber 9118 DAC has audiophile grade capacitors and built-in headphone and mic amplifiers. So that's a quick overview of the Z490 AORUS Master. Now I'm going to hand things over to Dimitri for something a little bit different.
Well, yeah, for something different, this is what I have. This is Gigabyte's Z490 Vision G. And unlike AORUS motherboard that's aimed at higher end market, this one's going to be a lot more affordable. But it still comes with a ton of features from the more expensive models, and also has some wicked good looks in my opinion. There's no question this is one elegant motherboard. While the AORUS boards have that really unique feel to their design approach, the Vision G is all about delivering a subtle presence. The black and white color scheme, for example, looks great in almost any build, so I think I would like a nice black suit that fits any occasion, and that splash of purple, man, that's like an awesome tie for the suit. It looks great. Now, from a feature standpoint, a lot of the engineering that went into designing AORUS motherboard can also be found here. There's a 12-phase PWM that's fed through an 8+4 pin power input, and that should be more than enough to overclock Intel's 10-core CPU. This setup is also cooled with a fin array and direct touch heat pipe too, so there shouldn't be any worries about stability. Moving further on, here we have the dual GPU slot, which is not uncommon, but having that option in here gives me the ability to add a second GPU that is fantastic for DaVinci Resolve because it improves my render time significantly, and I can do that further down the line. Think of it as future-proofing for content creators, so you don't have to spend on a whole new system down the line. Another really interesting addition lies right below the two silver heatsinks, and sure, every board these days has an M.2 slot, but this one natively supports RAID 0, 1, 5, and 10 with NVMe SSDs. I should also mention that AORUS motherboard supports RAID over 3 drives. Pretty cool. Now, why is that a big deal? If I want data security with multiple M.2 drives, I can go in RAID 1. If I want ultra fast access, RAID 0 baby all the way. And getting that option over PCIe NVMe interface is just crazy to have that much fast storage in my editing machine is getting me excited. And that's going to be really important to take advantage of Z490's additional memory capacity. The backplate here includes a ton of USB connections along with a PS2 port for legacy peripherals, but what I want to talk about is that 2.5G LAN port. Gigabyte is actually one of the first adopters of Intel's integrated 2.5 gigabit Ethernet network connection. And with this, you can get transfer speeds of over 2500 megabits per second over a standard RJ45 Ethernet cable, and that is huge for a network connection in terms of uploading speeds or if you're doing anything on your local area network. All right, so I feel like I've been talking about this motherboard from a creator standpoint, but Z490 Vision G, what about gaming? You might not know this, but I've been practicing quite a lot lately. EFT, CSGO, some Red Dead Redemption 2 on the side, and literally everything I talked about today that caters to the creators also caters to gamers too, like an NVMe RAID. Goodbye loading times. That 2.5G Ethernet is fantastic for downloads. Gigabyte also incorporated a high-end audio solution, and of course, if you want some bling, the Vision G has its own RGB implementation and of course has RGB headers. All right, so I think that's all for me. Eber, have we covered everything?
Yes, we have, my friend.
All right, back to our friends at Gigabyte.
I want to give a special thank you to Hardware Canucks for providing their first impressions of our next generation desktop platform. And today, not only do we have a next generation desktop platform, but we also have next generation laptops to showcase to you today. And in order to showcase these products to you, I would like to invite Julia Wu onto the stage.
Hi everyone, this is Julia from Gigabyte Laptop Marketing. Today I'm going to show you, we just recently launched our brand new laptop a few weeks ago on our AORUS Gaming and Aero Creators series. While we are only refreshing the CPU and GPU on our Aero notebook to the next latest generations, we are proud to share that we have the world's only 17-inch 4K HDR panel in our Aero 17 HDR. If you're not familiar with that, our Aero series laptops are focused on content creators, which provide better connectivities, color accuracies, optimized studio drivers, and even the 4K options available on our Aero 15 OLED. Please check out on our websites more about our Aero series. Now, this time, the big news is our brand new design on our AORUS gaming notebook. We are excited to show everyone how we are redefining what the gaming notebook should be. In this launch, we team up with G2 Esports to discover what are the features that every programmer is looking for in a high-performance gaming machine. So, including that, here I'd like to introduce our flashy Extreme Pro Gaming AORUS 17X and the Thin and Light Pro Gaming AORUS 17G and AORUS 15G notebook. They are all features excellent performance, powerful cooling, amazing displays, and even a mechanical keyboard for the best gaming experience on the go. So for the performance, each system is equipped with the latest 10th-gen Intel Z processor, which including an overclockable 8-core i9 CPU options for top speeds on a mobile platform. This also include on our Aero series. So, and paired with that are the brand new GPU from NVIDIA. They are all new RTX Super Max-Q GPU, give the AORUS 15G impressive performance in a light package for a gaming notebook. And in order to keep up with the latest chip from Intel and NVIDIA, we are improving our WindForce cooling systems to make sure that everything runs smoothly. With our current design, we are able to max the CPU and GPU output without overheating. Besides the performance, cooling, and one of the most unique features on our pro gaming notebook is a true mechanical keyboard. This is something that has impressed a lot of top reviewers as the best laptops keyboards they have used. The high-quality switches are developed by Amaro in exclusive partnership with AORUS to create an amazing mechanical keyboard in a notebook. For the display, AORUS has upgraded to an ultra-smooth 240Hz panels to reduce ghosting. With its high refresh rate, all packaged together, our new AORUS Pro Gaming 15G weighs less than 5 pounds and has a battery life that can last up to 8 hours on the light workload. So we have received a lot of good feedback from G2 Esports. They told us that the high performance, smooth displays, and mechanical key switch combined on a notebook is the best combination to a pro gamer on the go. You can purchase our new AORUS and Aero series laptop on our store Gigabyte and Amazon and Newegg, and find out more information from our websites. Thank you, everyone, and I'm now going to pass this back to Van.
Thank you, Julia. As you guys can see, today on AORUS Direct, we've announced a wide variety of new and exciting products for gamers who prefer to game on a desktop and gamers who prefer to game on the go. But here at AORUS, we also offer a unique advantage because not only do we create leading technology products, but we also create a complete gaming ecosystem. And to better introduce this AORUS gaming ecosystem, I would like to welcome Brian No onto the stage.
All right, thanks, Van. And as many of you have seen today, we introduced a ton of new technologies and innovations in our motherboards and laptops. So continuing this spirit, we brought this across all of our product lines, whether it's graphics card, motherboard, monitors, SSDs, RAM. We always continue to innovate and bring this benefit to the user, whether it's a gamer or creator. For example, in our graphics card, we introduced the WindForce cooling technology design. This changed how graphics card could be cooled. Before then, the notion was everyone would use a reference cooler, but we thought we could squeeze more performance. So we brought the WindForce cooling design, which offered a quiet and cooler experience than a reference design. And continuing that, we built on this and introduced soon after the WindForce stack fan design. So what this did was stack the WindForce fans in a stacking formation so no airflow is wasted. And now with the current generation, we have our WindForce stack fan design complemented with the Angel Eyes ring LED. So this changed how a graphic card could look and cool at the same time. And continuing this trend, we just introduced our monitors just last year, and we offered 2 key features that distinguish us from the competition. We introduced OSD Sidekick, a software-based utility that you can change the settings of your monitor at the click of a button of your mouse. In addition to this, we introduced active noise cancellation. So this helped to suppress and isolate your voice so that your voice can be heard clearly and concisely to your teammates or your coworkers alike. So these 2 technologies push the boundaries of monitors and graphics card alike. And with that being said, I'll pass it back to Van.
Thank you, Brian. So today at AORUS Direct, we're very happy and thankful to have all the viewers joining us today. We really appreciate all the feedback and suggestions and the online comments that you leave for us. We hope for your continued support as we move on into the future. If you want to find out specific information about any of the products that we showcased today, you can find more information on our website. And if you want to engage with a live Q&A session with the Gigabyte team, don't worry, because in just a couple minutes, we'll be transitioning to a live Q&A session. So with all that being said, we'll be right back after this break.
Hi everyone, welcome back to AORUS Direct. I am Howard and I'll be your host for today. To my left is Brian, he's our product marketing manager that you just saw a few moments ago. He raced back here. And today we'll be talking about Z490 motherboards and Intel 10th Gen processors. We want to thank everyone for tuning in, and most importantly, we hope everyone's staying safe out there in these strange times. We are back in our studio, and today we'll be answering some of your questions in the comments. So if you have, whether you have a question on something you just saw at the press event, or just something that you read about our Z490 motherboards, feel free to drop a comment on YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook, and we'll try to get to it the best we can. We also want to remind everyone, if you want to check out some cool stuff about Z490, you can feel free to check out our website, our launch website on AORUS.com. The link is in the description, and there's some pretty cool stuff in there. There's like, we interviewed some of the PMs and designers from the people that made the motherboards in Taiwan. We also have a very cool VIP build that was built by one of our gaming community members, Ismail. He's in the video in the press event earlier. And then we also have a giveaway as well. If you're in the US, we're also doing a Gleam giveaway, and you can find more information on that on the page. Next, I think we should probably talk about some of like the new features that, or some of the stuff that we just saw in the press event. Brian, what were your thoughts on the press event?
Yeah, so this generation is pretty cool. We introduced a new technology called the tantalum polymer capacitor. So what this does is it decreases our transient response rate by 50%. So what this means is it allows you to transfer the current much quicker to the VRMs. So we offer it in array configurations, as actually the current capacity isn't as high on these, so we have to set them up in an array, and this compensates and makes it much faster for overclocking and just reduces transient response by 50%. So we use this on our VRM and memory to improve both equally. And the coolest takeaway from this is we're able to achieve 5.3 gigahertz on all cores. And yeah, it's really exciting, and I can't wait to overclock it.
And then I think we'll just do a quick overview of what we just saw earlier. So in total, we're launching 16 new motherboards for Z490. And we're going to have the whole stack this time, right? So we have all the way from the extreme water force that you saw, all the way down to like the UD versions that you guys are familiar with as well. So we have 9 new AORUS motherboards, from the water force to the elite. And we also have a lot of like names that you guys are familiar with already. So whether that's the Master or Ultra, we do have something called the Pro AX, which is new, but that's going to be the replacement for the Pro Wi-Fi. So it's very similar. And then we also have a mini ITX version as well. So very similar to what we have for Z390 and what we did for X570. I would say probably the spec-wise, it's more closer to the latest generation AMD motherboards that we have. And then we also have something called Vision. And Vision is our creator series, basically. So we have 2 new motherboards for this series, the Vision D and the Vision G. And both of these are going to have creator-focused features, basically. Brian, can you tell us more about Vision series?
Yeah, so the Vision series was designed for creators. So we try to offer all the next-gen connectivity, so it helps to enhance your workflow. And so we added 2.5 gigabit Ethernet across pretty much all our motherboards, other than our lower-end UD motherboards, and I believe our Gaming X does not have it as well. So 2.5 gigabit Ethernet, it will enhance your workflow, so you can transfer speeds like over a NAS or anything, and it just helps accelerate. Another cool feature we added was Wi-Fi 6, so you can transfer over Wi-Fi as well if you need to. And our Vision D has a Thunderbolt 3, so if you have external storage, you're able to transfer it very fast over a 40 gigabit per second interface, and yeah, it gets the work done faster, and yeah, it's just good for creators overall.
Yeah, yeah, totally. I really like the look of the new Vision G, especially. We haven't made a white motherboard in like
Yeah, it's
forever.
been a while.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
It's been a while.
That board looks really nice in my opinion, and it's also the price is a little bit more affordable as well. So
It's priced pretty well at
I think it's $199.
Yeah.
$199. And then just to round out the Gigabyte series that we have, so we have the Gaming X. We also have the Micro ATX Gaming X as well. And then the UD series, we have the UD AC, which has Wi-Fi on there, and the regular UD. I believe the UD AC is going to be a Newegg exclusive model as well. So if you guys are looking for that one, be sure to check out Newegg. And then I guess just take a moment and talk about the new processors, right? So what are we getting with the new Intel 10th Gen processors? So I think you'll get, well, in general, summary, you'll get 2 more cores on the i9. Hyper-threading is also available on from i3 all the way to i9 this time. So if you get an i7, you're going to get 8 cores and 16 threads. i9 you get 10 cores and 20 threads, which is a big improvement from what we saw on on the previous generation. We also have better memory support, and then it also support boost clocks up to 5.3 gigahertz. I think that's pretty cool, right?
Yeah, that's the most exciting feature
Oh, really?
in my opinion. Yeah, so we have more cores and faster speed, and cause last generation we were able to push 5 gigahertz, but now out of the box we can push 5.1, 5.2, and more, which is a pretty exciting feature.
How about like memory speeds and stuff like that?
So memory speed support is very high this time around. Our motherboards actually are able to push like up to 4800, but of course this depends on your IMC and your memory as well, but we're able to push 4.8 plus, so you can almost match your CPU processor speed with your memory speed. Not that you need to, but I think that's a pretty like fun feature to play around with.
I see some comments on like performance and stuff for the new motherboards. Unfortunately, we can't release that information yet.
Yes, unfortunately we can't.
But I think in general, the i9, just the whole line was actually looking a lot better with the hyper threading and everything, right?
So there's something good for everyone with the new generation of CPUs.
Yeah, yeah. And then I guess some of you also may be wondering, so what is the difference? What's new on the Z490 platform that we didn't have on Z390? And we'll be going over that as well.
Hey, Howard,
Yeah.
a lot of our members are asking you to cover your nose with the mask.
Oh, my bad.
The only reason why he did it is because it helps, it fogs up our glasses.
So we're wearing glasses right now, and it's a little hard to breathe sometimes. Well, thanks for the lookout.
Yeah.
Thanks for the lookout. Okay, so back to the matter at hand. So yeah, what's the difference between Z390 and Z490? And we kind of went over that earlier. So we have new power design. We're using something called tantalum polymer capacitors this time around, and these are usually server grade capacitors. I think we first used these on our C621 motherboards, and then also on an X299X platform. So now we're bringing that onto the Z490 platform, which is like a more mainstream one. To what I know, they're more resilient to like heat transfer and stuff like that. So it makes it able to provide more stable power, so you get less transient response times. Did I miss anything there, or?
Yeah, so as Howard mentioned, it reduces the transient response, so it's like, so you can get the current to your VRMs super, super fast. So that's a huge benefit from it.
Yeah, so you're going to be able to find the tantalum polymer capacitor array in the power design on the more premium AORUS boards. For example, the Extreme, the Master, and the Ultra, and also actually the Mini ITX one has they all have these capacitors in there. So that's pretty cool. And then here at Gigabyte and AORUS, we always take thermal design very seriously too, because we do want you guys to be able to overclock safely and also to the most that you guys can push it. So we've added some new upgrades across the board to our thermal design. We call it the thermal reactive armor, and that's because thermal reactive armor, it's a bunch of different heating, dissipation
components,
elements,
yeah.
components, and they all kind of like work in tandem to like make the whole board like a giant heat sink, right?
Yeah,
so
pretty much.
so it's kind of like a connected method that we've taken here. We've used the same design on our X570 motherboards as well. So what's new, right? What's new? So first of all, direct touch heat pipe, we've upgraded that to direct touch heat pipe 2.0. 2.0 means you're going to get a wider diameter on the heat pipe. So you're going to get 8 millimeters this time around. And we also close the space, the gap that's between the I guess the heat sink
so
and
where,
the heat pipe.
where it bonds between the direct touch heat pipe and the fins array, we actually optimize that surface so there's no like there's a smaller gap, so we have full surface coverage on our VRMs, so keeping it cooler. So yeah, it's a continuing theme with us. We always try to improve on what we did well and change what we didn't do well.
So it's like a minute thing, but with these, you're talking about you're getting better heat dissipation than the previous generation. What else is new? We also have upgraded our fins array to fins array 2.0. Fins array 2.0, you're gonna get these louvered fins design on the heat sink as well, and that's supposed to direct airflow, create more space for airflow, basically.
Yes, exactly.
Because we cut like little holes on the side of the
so it
the
guides the
heat sink,
airflow through the heat sink, and it creates kind of like a turbulence effect, from what I understand, and it helps like cool everything very well. And basically, it spreads the heat across, so all the VRMs run at the same temperature, so they're not like, so their operating efficiency is balanced throughout the whole heat sink.
Yeah, exactly. So you can find fins array 2 also on the more premium boards as well, like Master, Ultra. And then we also have Thermal Guard 2.0. Thermal Guard 2.0, I guess the explanation is pretty simple. Normally we put a heatsink on the top, right? This time we also added a layer on the bottom as well of the M.2. So it's like a double layer
so it
method.
can cool the NAND flash on the bottom and the top. So NAND, you don't want to keep it like too cool because it doesn't operate as well. So, but you still want to keep it cool because it can hurt the stability and the performance of the processor on the NVMe SSDs.
And then on the Extreme and on the Master boards, you guys will also get this, and also Ultra, sorry. You also get this nanocarbon coating on the fins array. And this is the same coating we used on our backplate in the previous generation. It's supposed to be absorb more heat, basically.
Yeah, so it's a pretty cool technology. We actually, so the nanocarbon is graphene. If you know graphene, it has like a lot of applications. So it can be used in batteries. It can be used in cooling, as we did in here. So it's a really efficient, cool like coating technology, and it's pretty much cutting edge stuff right now.
Yeah. Very cool stuff. And then also the memory routing. This is going to be available on all the AORUS motherboards, and we're going to have this shielded memory design. So when you guys flip the motherboard on the back, right, where the memory is, you'll see it's actually completely smooth. And that's because we added a layer of PCB on top of all the transistors, and that's supposed to, eliminate any interference with like electrical noise and stuff like that, right? Yeah.
So it helps isolate the memory routing. So we actually use it's called the SMT, or the surface mounting design. So we actually soldered on our memory using this SMT technology, and then we also hid the layers so there's less electrical interference. So you can get the best and highest speeds possible, while maintaining stability as well.
Yeah. So with better power design, we're gonna have upgraded thermal design, and then upgraded shielded memory routing, and then the connectivity on Z490 in general is gonna be a big upgrade too. We added more USB 3.2 Gen 2 on most of our AORUS lineup. You also get better internet or Wi-Fi as well. So on almost all the AORUS motherboards, you're gonna be able to get Intel Wi-Fi 6. And also you're gonna get Intel 2.5 gigabit Ethernet as well on most AORUS models, except the Elite, I believe.
Yes.
Which, yeah, it's a big upgrade from the previous generation, what we had on the Z390 platform at least. So that's all really cool, exciting stuff.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
you also get a Bluetooth 5.0 with the,
Yes,
with the
Bluetooth
Wi-Fi
5.0
6
as well. Yeah.
So it's pretty cool to connect your headphones or your wireless keyboard or mouse and stuff. Pretty much anything.
Yeah.
Or Xbox controllers.
Yeah.
Which I'm doing right now at my house.
So pretty much faster across the board. It can support up to higher clock speeds, faster memory, performance as well, better connectivity, all that kind of stuff. So very cool to see. Do we have any questions in the comments that you want to get to?
Yeah, let me. Well, I indirectly answered some questions in here already. Let's see.
I'm seeing a question about the nanocarbon technology. That's only on the more premium AORUS boards. So
I believe
I'm talking
should
about
be
the
on-
Extreme, Master, and Ultra.
Yes.
Should have it. The G2 version will have it too, I believe. Let's see. Just filtering through some comments.
Bluetooth version. Oh, I already answered. It's Bluetooth 5.0. Let's
So I have a
see.
question about 2.5 gig Intel LAN. Is that V1 or V2 on Gigabyte Z490?
Let me see. It should be V2. And the cool thing about 2.5 gigabit Ethernet is it should still work on your current Ethernet cables. The primary thing you would have to upgrade would be your router or your modem. And yeah, and your internet, but yeah. So you can transfer from computer to computer at 2.5 right now over existing Ethernet cables, from what I understand. So it's a pretty cool technology, and it doesn't require too much of a premium compared to 10 gigabits. So it's a good stopgap measure between those two.
Let's see. Oh, we want to pull up the Extreme Water Force. Let's take a look at that motherboard. Yeah. So something very cool to show you guys. This is the flagship right here, the absolute flagship.
Oh, it's a big boy.
You almost destroyed my USB there.
Oh, shoot.
My gosh. Yeah, so this is the Extreme Water Force, big boy right here. This one has the built-in monoblock inside. It's pretty much the Extreme with the built-in monoblock.
Yeah, so it could cover the VRMs, the M.2s, the chipset, pretty much everything. Okay, let me take it out so you guys can see it. So it comes with the RGB fan commander. So this helps you expand your fans and your RGB slots. Ooh,
Let me
this guy's
this.
heavy.
Let me help him out with this thing.
Okay.
This is the monoblock, I believe. It's really heavy. You see it right here.
And let's see what it's got in here.
Yeah.
Okay. As you may have seen, this
put it
was
down like
used
this.
in Killer Mods or Ismail's build, and it was an awesome build.
Yeah. I think the name of it is Indominant AORUS or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Indominant. So it's a pretty cool test bench. I asked them to do like a dual pump setup. And here's the board. It's a naked board. As you can see the exposed chipset, the VRMs, and pretty much all the components on the motherboards.
Yeah.
And you can see our thermal guard 2.0 right here. So it actually has a thermal pad underneath this with a metal cooling block, so you can cool the bottom of your SSD as well.
Yeah. So normally, like, if you look like near the VRM, you're gonna see the thermal pads if you take off the heat sink as well. I forgot to mention, for this generation, most of the high-end AORUS boards are using 7.5 watt versions.
Yeah, so they're very efficient.
They're very efficient, yeah. So we upgraded that from Z390 as well. You can also see on the right side here, we have the right-angled power connectors. So this makes your system look a little more cleaner.
Yeah, so your cable management can be a lot better. So we had
it just goes along right here.
right-angle connectors for almost everything from USB to SATA to fans, so you can hide your cables very nicely.
Can you talk about the audio on this board, the ESS Saber DAC?
Yeah, so that's a really cool feature on this board. So before in the past, we only had ESS Saber DACs on the rear audio. So everyone who plugs their headphones and mic in the front audio, they were able to get the audio DAC conversion, but the cable routing was inefficient because that's up to your case, you know. So our solution around that was to add this guy. Let me get it out. So we added a ESS Saber USB DAC. So what this does, it helps you. So it basically gives you a front audio DAC. So this actually has an ESS Saber chip on here to help convert the audio from digital to analog. Yeah, and it's a really cool feature. And the cool thing about this is you don't only have to use it on our motherboards. You can actually use it on your cell phone or your laptop if it has Type-C.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's a pretty exciting feature.
Yeah, so it's like a new accessory we've added on the Extreme series, the Extreme Water Force and Extreme. Let's take a look at the monoblock for a second. Yeah, this thing is so heavy.
Let me put this guy back in here. Okay. Let's take a look at the monoblock.
This is much heavier than the motherboard.
Oh yeah.
Like much heavier.
This weighs about 3 times this motherboard.
Yeah.
Or maybe more actually.
Someone's asking about the MSRP for the Water Force. I believe that one is 1,200 USD.
It's a big boy and it comes out of.
Sorry, it's actually 1,299.
Oh, okay.
USD. So 1,300 USD.
So you get the back plate for your motherboard or the back mounting brace. Let me try to see how I grab it without.
Yeah, here, I'll help you out, man.
Without breaking anything. Actually, it's pretty heavy duty.
Yeah.
Oh, so you get this. Oh. well, if that happens, you have extra thermal pads in here. I was trying to grab it without ripping those thermal pads off, but yeah, it's a pretty sweet monoblock. It cools pretty much everything on the motherboard. So you can see the inlet and outlet are right here, and it helps channel the water through the chipset and helps cool everything from the VRMs, CPU, and chipset. Oh, along with the M.2s as well.
So Brian, who's gonna need this board? Like, which type of user is gonna get this board?
Well, I need this board, but
we all need this board, yeah.
Pretty much anyone who wants like the best, and this is the best. You just want the best in everything: overclocking, performance, cooling. This is the one for you. I'll do this. Ooh,
that's nice.
Feels good. You want to take a look at it?
Sure, yeah.
Careful on the thermal pads.
Yeah, my gosh. Yeah, so the design too is a little different from before, which is nice. We got like it's different like metallic shielding feel like right here, and then we still have the connected connected design right here
hey,
too.
Howard, they want to rip it all off, so it's your turn.
Can we do it closer to my mic for you guys?
Ben Nor asked us to rip them all off.
Oh man.
Okay.
Rip
Get
them
it
all.
close to your mic.
Yeah. Oh,
feels good. Feels good.
Feels good, man. Yeah, so this is like super beefy. This is like the best of the best that you can get. Pretty much, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, let's put this thing back for now.
Yeah, we don't want to damage it or drop it.
It's very top heavy, so like where the CPU block is like really heavy. And so you gotta be careful when you're handling it, not to lose balance or something. Feel
not
like
to rip off the thermal pads.
Yeah, don't do what we did.
It's good that we have extra, so in case you're like me and you manhandle it, you can replace that thermal pads.
Let's talk about the IOs real quick on this board. So with this one, you're gonna get dual Thunderbolt 3 in the back as well. Let's see, right here, dual Thunderbolt. You're gonna get 10 gigabit Aquantia Ethernet as well on this one. That's gonna be.
Should be the first one.
It should be the. It should
be
the
top one.
Yeah, this one.
Oh, bottom one. Sorry.
It says 10G.
It's one of them for sure.
Yeah.
It's one of them for sure.
And then we have a bunch of USB ports as well. So a lot of USB 3.2 Gen 2s that I'm seeing right now. We have our clear CMOS as well, and also the Q Flash Plus one. I think that's going to be on most of the Extreme Master and those high-end ones too.
Yeah, so the Q Flash Plus is a pretty cool feature that we pretty much include on all our products right now.
Yeah, it is.
So this is perfect, so you can use your current motherboard, this Z490, for future generations of CPUs without having the CPU to BIOS flash. So you just plug in a USB with the updated BIOS file, you put it in, and then press the button, and then you're good to go, and it will update the BIOS without a CPU.
Yeah.
Pretty much without anything. You don't need a CPU, RAM, anything.
Yeah.
You just put it in and turn it on, and it will flash.
Yeah. But the button on the back, you're only gonna get that on the higher end models, basically. So like the Gigabyte boards still have Q Flash Plus. You just gotta do it through your USB directly. How about, does this one have the 90 amp power stages too? I believe so, right?
For sure. So 16 phases
16
with 90
phases,
amps
yes.
on each one.
So total is gonna be 1440 amps available.
1400. Oh no, 14,040. Oh.
So sorry, 1440.
Yeah, 1440. You're not even right.
Yeah, 1400.
Yeah.
So
that's a lot of power that you can put in it.
Yes.
Most people won't use it, but it's there for you if you want to use it.
Yeah.
So you can go. You can do a lot with this.
You can do a lot with this.
90 amps. I haven't seen 90 amps before in a consumer grade motherboard. I think last gen we used
70.
70.
70, yeah.
So 20 amps extra on 16 phases is pretty sweet.
Yeah. We're challenging you guys to push this board to its limits.
We want to see those world records.
And that's kind of like the extreme theme. So with extreme motherboards, we really want you guys to get the best of everything throughout every part of the motherboard, which is why we even upgraded the thermal pads and stuff like that. Because we had users before, with our old Extreme, they'll remove the heatsink and put in a better thermal pad. And our approach for the Extreme is really kind of to be, this motherboard was supposed to be overkill. It's supposed to just
no compromise.
Go beyond, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and the power thermal paste for you, just in case you wanna. I don't know what you want to do with it, but it already has a thermal paste pre-applied, but we included some good thermal paste with it as well.
Yeah.
So pretty much this board, we have a lot of like car, what did they call it? Gearheads in the office. So this motherboard was kind of like a tuner car. That this is the best board that you can get.
Yeah.
They put like everything, like pretty much the dream motherboard. This is what they wanted to create.
Exactly. So basically, it's the most fun one for us to make because we don't have a budget, no budget limit on this one.
So our engineers just went crazy with it. They're like, oh, let's add this, and it's basically like tuning a car. It's just you want to put everything in there.
Yeah.
That gives you the most performance, stability, pretty much everything. Yeah.
Alrighty. Hey, let's look at another one real quick while we're still here. I'm gonna take this off. Or can you take this off?
I don't want to put it on the ground. Okay, let's put it right behind.
So let's look at the Vision series now. The Vision series. So this is the one I was talking about that was so pretty. It's the Vision G model. And so this one, the unique thing about this one is it's going to be able to support SLI. So for your content creators out there who, you may have a card now and you want to like upgrade in the future.
If you want the power in the future, maybe you can think about adding a second one.
Exactly. Yeah. Let's see.
Oh yeah, the new design is really beautiful.
Yeah, so this is the box. It's very different from what you typically see from AORUS. All white this time around with like some kind of like design aspect or architecture thing that we have in the back. And then I think when you open the box inside, you're gonna get like the normal stuff, right? You're gonna get like the manual. You're gonna have some SATA cables, a bunch of different wires as well. Let's take a look at the board because that's a little bit more interesting.
Oh, Leaves had a good idea. He asked, what about signed editions of the Waterforce? I think that would be cool. Whose signature do you want on it? Mine, Howard's, maybe our boss, or Van, James.
How about we'll all sign it?
Or you could have the US team sign it.
Mhm.
Oh, design team? Oh, ooh.
Ooh,
Sorry.
that's
I
gonna be a
thought you
little
wanted
hard.
my signature. Damn.
Well, we'll get there one day. We'll get there.
I guess we're
Yeah.
not cool enough.
So let's take a look at this one real quick. So yeah, all white, right? This one's using something called a micro block VRM design. This is pretty new. We don't use this on most of our too many of our motherboards. I mean.
Yeah, I think this is the first time we used it on a motherboard.
Yes.
Doug Dobbins had a good question. It was, so has Vision motherboards replaced Designator line of motherboards?
So
Yes.
in essence, yes. So Vision, it's not going to be just for motherboards per se, but all the more like content creator focused.
Yeah, so
products.
creator focus,
Yeah.
this is what we're aiming Vision as. It does continue with the Designator spirit
Yes.
in
yes.
that it offers a lot of creator functions like
Yeah.
Thunderbolt 3, next-gen connectivity, stability.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Stability, SOS support on those on the Vision
Mm-hmm.
D as well. So Vision D, you can kind of think of it as Vision Designaire. So it's pretty much a replacement model for the Designaire series that we have. But going forward, it'll all be called Vision. This is the very first time we're introducing it. And it's going to continue on onto other generations and maybe other product lines too.
Yes.
So it should be pretty cool.
At CES, we actually introduced some new external SSDs using the USB 3.2 Gen 2 interface. So it offers about half the speeds of Thunderbolt 3, so 20 gigabits per second. So that is pretty cool for content creators. It offers a more affordable solution. I don't want to say cheap solution, but affordable storage solution while getting the high speeds as well. Oh, and the designated RAMs were introduced at CES too.
Yes.
So we're in the process of Designaire and Vision, and we're transitioning it slowly. So you'll see that in the future.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe we'll see Vision monitors or something in the future too. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see.
There was a good question by Kid Tango. He asked if we're gonna sell the DAC separately. So this is something we're actually looking to do, but if you can drop a comment, let me know who's interested in having the DAC sold separately, and we'll try to see if we can push and have that available for everyone.
Yeah.
But I think it's a cool feature that you can use with pretty much all your technology. Almost everything is USB-C now, so you can always benefit from that.
Yeah, totally. So yeah, this board, it's going to be a 12-phase, using 12-phase power
direct
yes,
VRM 12 phase.
And it's going to be using 50 amp power stages as well. So
it's
very comparable to what we have on throughout the AORUS series as well, in terms of the VRM on this one.
So we don't cheap out on the VRMs. So across the whole product stack, we have a pretty heavy duty VRMs across.
Yeah, exactly.
And strong power amp stages as well. So pretty much last gen stuff, we use all the highest end across everything now. And at this price point, you can't go wrong.
You can't go wrong. Yeah, so this one's gonna be retail for. It's gonna retail for $199, so $200. And yeah, it's the only white one that we have in this on Z490. It's been a long time. Before we used to have silver. You can still see the silver on the heatsink, right? I mean the M.2 heatsinks right here, but it's actually using white on the PCH and right here as well. That's pretty cool. Yeah, it's one of my favorite boards in this series for sure. Just because it's so different from what you guys are used to seeing, right?
Yeah, and I really like this chrome accent. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but it's like a chroma. It's kind of like the new Galaxy phones. They use this chroma backing. It's just really, it's a really nice accent on the white.
Yeah. It's kind of like the back of the phones. Like when you like put at different angles, it'll like reflect different types of light.
I just rebuilt this liquid cooled build back here. You guys can't see it, but in a future video, maybe we'll cover it.
Yeah.
So we actually use the Vision G right behind me.
Yeah.
And
we'll see what we can do.
it looks beautiful with the Thermaltake Core P3. Yeah, so it's like an all-white aesthetic, and we need to get a white graphics card in there. As soon as we do, you guys will see it. And yeah, it looks awesome. If you're going for like a snowblind or kind of like an Oreo colorway, it will look cool.
I think like the white aesthetic is like super popular right now, so definitely check this board out.
Ooh, a lot of people are asking if we're gonna make high-end headphones in the future. That is something that I've always wanted, and maybe with the DAC and our push for audio technology, maybe we can get something going. Maybe like a built-in DAC in the headphone. That would be pretty cool.
That'd be pretty sick. We are making a little bit of everything now, so
we're slowly convincing our team to do more white stuff. So, so RK Vista asked if we want to make a white monitor. That would be pretty cool.
That'll be interesting. That'll be super interesting.
I wonder, should the bezels be white too, or just the back? That'll be pretty cool. White Water Force 2080 Ti. That would be pretty cool.
That'd be really cool, yeah. All these great ideas, guys. Thanks for the feedback. All right, next let's take a look at the Z490 Pro AX. So this one's gonna be one of the more mainstream models, I would say. So this one's replacing the Pro Wi-Fi's in the past. I don't know if we're gonna keep using this naming scheme in the future, but it's basically the same idea, same concept. All right, so we got the motherboard with the anti-static bag. Ooh, you want to peel this one too?
Oh, no, it's you. I got the really good one last time.
I'll peel it if you guys leave enough comments in the chat. I'll peel this one again.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
Let me know. So this one, just like I said previously, very similar to the Vision G. It's 12-phase power stage. 12-phase VRM design.
Direct phase.
Direct phase with 50 amp power stages. I think it's Dr. Moss this time around. So this board, mostly it's, the cool thing is just it's gonna be the Wi-Fi module in the back. So it's Intel Wi-Fi 6.
Yeah, so it's like entry-level motherboard, it's mid-range motherboard, but it still has all the high-end features. So you see it still has the fins array.
Yes.
And I believe it's nanocarbon coated as well. So you're getting a really high-end feature in a more mid-range motherboard. So
and you still get like a triple M.2. Dual M.2s.
So for this one, you get dual M.2s. The first slot is it's reserved for the future, if you guys know what I mean.
Yeah.
If you know, you know, kind of.
Yeah, if you know, you know, type of thing.
We did talk about PCI 4.0 a little bit. But if you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
You can ask me more in the Reddit AMA that we're going to host later.
Yes. So we'll talk more about the Reddit AMA before we wrap up here. Just want to highlight the IOs again. So this one you're going to get the Intel.
Okay, Howard, they're asking for the satisfaction of peeling. Feeling.
It has to be an overwhelming response.
So Rob Kwong, RK Vista. Oh, Jerry said he can't take more though. Let's get him.
All right, let's get him. There's actually two parts. You can do the you can do this part. I'll do the
audio.
audio.
No, do the good one. The top one is gonna be good.
Okay. I hope you guys are ready for this.
I hope it's good.
It's like just teasing. No, it's good.
Yeah, because one time I did it, it ripped halfway, and it was no good.
Just getting it started. Oh, here it is.
There
Let me try to position so you guys can see it. Ooh, there's some stragglers that didn't want to come off.
Oh, it's not one solid piece.
I know, it kind of broke off in the beginning already.
Yeah, it has some edges.
Ooh. There's some resistance to this guy, man. He didn't want to get
put him in a fight.
Let's do the audio too. Yeah. Let's do the audio.
Honestly, this is like the best part about our jobs. We get to do this like every day.
Got to play with a lot of new stuff and yeah, and peeling. This one has some edging too.
Yeah, not scary.
Yeah, a little sad. We need a flatter surface.
Yeah.
The water
It's
block.
hard with this angle
The water
too,
block
like-
one was the best one. The water force. Ooh, that one's good.
Yeah. Anything else on this board you want to talk about?
No. No.
Talked about I/O.
So it's a
talked about
pretty
VRM.
high-end motherboard for this price point. You get a lot of cool features. So the M.2s are the next generation as well, I believe.
Yeah.
And as you can see, it's a pretty thick like heatsink for the top slot on there.
Yeah.
So we kind of ported our extreme like M.2 cooling to our lower end motherboards right now. And lower end as in mid range, it's not that low down the stack. But
And then I believe this one's using the fins array too, and you still get the direct touch too.
Yes.
With this one too. So a lot of the high-end features you find on the Ultra and above, it's going to be on this motherboard too. So at a lower price point, of course. This one is going to retail for, I think, about $269.
yeah, not bad for this price. You get a
$269.
lot of the high-end features here.
Yeah. In comparison, the Ultra is going to be $299. Master's a whopping $389. Wow. And then if you guys, if that's a little bit out of budget, you can also consider the Elite AC, which is one step down from the Pro. You're still going to get the same 12-phase VRM design on the Elite AC as well. I believe the Ethernet won't be Intel version. It'll be another 2.5 gig version or something.
Yeah, so it uses Realtek.
Realtek, yes.
2.5 gigabit LAN as well.
Yeah.
So you still get the 2.5 gig LAN at this price point.
At that price point too, yeah.
Along with Wi-Fi and Bluetooth 5.0 support.
Yeah.
So pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I think you get the thermal guards in that one too, right? Two thermal guards?
On the Elite?
Yes.
You get, I believe you get two M.2s with thermal guards, yes.
Oh yeah, you do. Okay.
But
so
but this one you don't get
one.
the thermal guard 2.0, so you don't get
Yeah,
like
you
the
get 1.0,
top
but
and bottom one.
that's
Yeah,
still just as
But
good.
still get a thermal guard, yes.
Yeah.
Of course.
At this price point, it is very good.
And this one, the Pro AX is gonna have Intel Wi-Fi 6. The Elite AC won't have Wi-Fi 6, but it still has the Intel Wi-Fi module. Yeah, just not Wi-Fi 6. So those are the key differences between those. I always find it. I always have a lot of people ask us like, what's the difference between each one of these, and so try to break it down more. If you have other questions on like how, the Ultra stacks up against the Pro AX, we can tell you the differences here too. So just let us know in the comments below. We'll be monitoring them. I have another question. Does AORUS Z490 have a second V-core phase for the 11th gen CPU? Not sure about that one. Yeah.
Let me get back to you on that one. I believe it actually does, but I don't want to confirm it yet. I'll get back to you guys on that
I have
one.
another question on why direct VRM on AORUS Pro AX but not the Master? That's a very good question, actually. I believe the Master and the Extreme are using doublers. So it's not a true or direct VRM design.
Yeah, so those two are not direct. This was a limitation with the VRM controller. So the max we can do was 12 phase with this one. So we had to use doublers to get 14 and 16 phases. But in this case, from what our engineers told us is it actually helps out because it helps balance the power phases better, because 14, 16 it starts getting like too many direct phases, and the temperatures and the loading is a little bit off on each one, and it's better to have it balanced. I'm not saying doublers are better, but they did in this case say it's a little bit better because it's easier to control it through 8 phase doublers instead of direct phases, as they individually can vary from from efficiency. So
Yeah.
if one runs hotter, it will run less efficient. But if one runs cooler, it will run more efficient. But having them all run at a kind of different paces, it's like it kind of hinders it a little bit. But our thermal guard, our thermal armor is there to like
Yeah.
to balance everything out.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's why we have fins array 2 and direct touch heat pipe. So this helps balance the VRM temperature loading across all of the phases, and yeah, so it keeps everything balanced. So they run at optimal temperatures and at very similar temperatures. So they're all like running at the same speed.
Yeah.
Pretty
yeah.
much.
So what would you say would be like your favorite motherboard in the series? For me, it's Vision G, personally, because
Vision G is a pretty good choice.
I like the aesthetic.
So personally,
yeah.
I like our mini ITX board actually. I wish we had one here, but it's really cool. It has it actually has a direct 8-phase VRM with 90 amp stages.
Yeah, 90 amps.
So this is like is pretty overkill on a motherboard. So basically, it's like half the VRM of the AORUS Extreme almost. So so we pretty much took the Extreme VRM and ported half of it over on the mini ITX motherboard.
Yeah.
So it was really cool. 90 amp stages, 8-phase direct. And another cool thing I've never seen before was a 10-layer PCB. So this is a pretty heavy-duty PCB layer. I have never seen a 10-layer before. 8 was usually considered like the best for extreme and high-end motherboards, but
Yeah.
but now we have 10 on the mini ITX.
That's crazy. That one's also using like the tandem polymer capacitor array that's found on Extreme and Master. It still has the Intel Wi-Fi 6 and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty powerful like little package. Yeah. That's a good one.
Yeah.
I actually haven't heard that one too much. A lot of people like to say Extreme for their
Yes.
favorite.
Yeah, yeah.
So what are your guys' favorite? Leave it in the comments. We'll kind of gauge which one like impressed you guys the most. Yeah, we usually hear Extreme because it's the fanciest, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
So RK, he's asking for the RGB of the boards. We can show it next week, but we want to tease you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a lot of builds lined up, and it's going to be pretty cool. We'll get you guys some sick B-roll of those, and yeah, show you all the blinginess of the RGB.
Yeah. Do you have any other questions that you're seeing here?
They want RGB face mask.
Face.
Okay, I'll see what I can do. I can make one up real quick.
We made an RGB AORUS hoodie though.
Yeah,
for April
that was
Fools.
pretty fun. So I had a lot of fun building that one. So I'll look into building the mask. I'll see what I can do. Maybe we can show it next week.
Yeah. And then, so I do want to remind everyone again. So be sure to check out the website, the launch website, in the descriptions below. We do have a lot of like content pieces that we've created. So if you want to get like a closer look on some of the designer insights, those are all there. We have interviews from our product managers to the ID designers who design like the outlook of the board, the people who also like determine what specs to put on the board too.
So
We
yeah,
have their
we
comments
picked their
in there.
brains and we did it like a Q&A style. So you can actually view it in on our landing page website.
Yeah.
So we did a cool like Q&A interview with everyone, and it was actually really cool to see their like personal insight and like how they developed the motherboards, the ins and outs, and
yeah, it's very cool.
Honestly, I was super excited about that.
Yeah.
It was actually really cool interviewing them, talking to them, seeing what goes through their minds, like when they build a motherboard, like where do they start, and just the inspiration behind it is really cool.
And also be sure to check out the VIP build. So our AORUS gaming community is it's a private Facebook group that we have built over the years with a lot of just PC enthusiasts in general. It doesn't mean you have to be hardcore or anything, but just anyone who likes PCs is welcome to join. Just people who share that same passion for building and people who appreciate the craftsmanship behind premium PC building. So one of our community members, Ismail, who's the founder of Killer Mods, helped us build a really, really sick system this time.
It turned out even better than I believed.
Yeah, it's
I
beautiful.
came to him with the idea for the motherboard. I was like, I wanted it to be like a dual loop, so we split like one side like orange and one side Intel, like
Yeah.
blue. So we kind of wanted to show the fusion of Intel and AORUS with a orange side and a blue side. So he actually built a test bench that one side had a distro that was just for the graphic card, and it ran the orange fluid throughout it.
Yeah.
And the other side was blue, and it ran the motherboard side through it. And
Yeah.
it just turned out beautiful. We'll have more like coverage and B-roll on it in the future, and you guys can see how amazing it turned out.
Yeah. We are
Yeah, thanks to
excited.
Smell and Killer Mods for
Yes.
doing that. It was so cool.
Yeah, it's an awesome build. We're excited to see what you guys will be able to do with these new motherboards. So if you have any pictures of your systems and stuff, be sure to share it with us on social.
Do we have any giveaways going on?
We also
Oh,
have giveaways
yeah.
going on
Oh,
as
yeah.
well. So speaking of gaming PCs, if you guys go to the US AORUS.com, and be sure to go on the US site because this giveaway is I think North America. Oh no.
No, it's just hosted on the US
Yes. Oh,
website,
okay.
but it is global.
Okay, sorry about that.
So you
yes.
have to go on the US website, but it is global, so it's not restricted for your region.
Yes. So go to us.aorus.com/Soar to New Heights. And you'll be able to see the giveaway there. We're actually giving away an Intel Z490 system as the grand prize for this giveaway.
And
On top of some of
I'll
our
be building that system for you as well. So
yeah.
let me know if there's a certain theme you want, and then I can try to see what I can do. If you want a Vision G theme, I have a good idea for that one. So let us know in the comments below, and make sure you sign up on the US AORUS webpage.
We're also giving away I think some AORUS monitors on top as secondary pricing, and then we also have some AORUS robots too. So all the
robots too.
yeah, the
Oh, that's
robots too.
cool.
So
Wait,
all the
new-
entries.
The new one. Or?
Oh, the big one. The big one that we have. Yeah.
Oh, we also have another one coming our way.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
totally
soon.
forgot. It should be coming pretty soon. We'll share it in the future.
So yeah, so for the giveaway, basically, we're gonna ask you some questions on some of the articles that we have and stuff like that. It's pretty easy to do, and why not, right? We'll try to get you guys a head start on a good gaming system with this one.
Okay, let's see. Should we answer some more questions? Okay, so Eric Ras asks why all the motherboards have Intel 2.5 gig, which has issues. Actually, we haven't encountered any issues with it currently, so I don't know where this came from, but yeah, we don't have any issues, and yeah, confirming that.
Oh, you caught me sipping. I'm not seeing too many other questions. We'll give you guys another like 5 minutes or so, and then we'll start wrapping up the show.
So we also have a Reddit AMA. If you weren't able to ask your questions today, we are hosting it on the Intel subreddit. We'll also have the Intel team there as well, which is pretty cool. They'll help answer the CPU side of things, and we'll help answer the motherboard side of things.
So the Reddit AMA is going to be on the Intel subreddit today at 1 p.m. Pacific. So about an hour from now, we're going to be live there as well. So we're going to have some Intel engineers join us as well to answer any CPU-related questions. So feel free to ask your other questions there as well if you want to get a deeper dive. I think this one will be a little bit more technical than what we just went over here. So for you enthusiasts out there, be
Pretty
sure
much
to
if you
tune
want to
in.
know the nitty-gritty, we'll help answer stuff there.
Alrighty. Well, we're not seeing too many other questions at this point. So yeah, we want to thank everyone for tuning in, and be sure to check out the giveaway we have and other content pieces. And tune into the Reddit AMA when you have the chance as well.
Yeah, I'll be there to help answer questions, and yeah, thanks for joining us, guys.
Thank you for joining us. This is AORUS Direct. We are bringing the latest information right out of the gate here. So we hope to see you next time. And yeah, that's it.
All right.
Peace out.
Peace.